Are we ready to go? Yeah, we ready to go, fam. Bam, in the building. All right, people, what's up? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black Show. You all right? Need a bigger desk. Happy Friday. Yo, what's up, man? Look, we live. Okay, so we're live on a number of platforms. You know it because you see me. What's going on, people? How y'all doing, man? How's everybody doing? All right, so the Tim Black Show is in the building. We're counting down the hours. I'm counting down the hours, fam. I just put out some content around 8 o'clock on my good friend Brandon Tatum. Hope it does well. If you like a good chuckle, go to my YouTube channel and you'll see my latest content on Brandon Tatum. His interview with yet another one of Nolan Wells' best friends. Best friends. Nolan Wells had a lot of best friends, didn't he? But none of them would stay with him on the island. See, my friends, they'd be like, hey, well, you know, we'll hang back with you, bro. I mean, everybody don't gotta go. Oh, you need to stay with Shorty? She got a friend? Well, I just chill on the couch, yo. What's up? How many people come from that school? Oh, you staying? For real? All right, I'm staying. I'm good. Yeah, you gonna chill? All right, let's chill. Why everybody gotta go? Know what I'm saying? See, no one's brought that up because they don't allow real Negroes to be on these shows. See, the way I think is the way you think, right? And they will never, it's against the law to have a real brother on any of this shit, talking about anything that matters. Anything impacting us. Because what's going to happen, see, this is what happens when you have a show and you mess around and you hire somebody like me, you know, a real brother who just think it, then say it. The problem is you're going to end up saying shit that's real. And people not going to like that. So that's why you haven't heard that take. It's a very obvious take once you pull your head out your ass and recognize common sense. So anyway, yo, check out my YouTube channel. You'll see my video on this. It ain't rocket science. It's just being honest. Yeah. I mean, someone left a comment. Now, this is all because I support Nolan Wells and the family finding out what happened. Someone left a comment. Generation X is the new boomer. All because it disagrees with me. Now I'm a boomer. Interesting. So since I'm a boomer, I boom blocked his ass. Yeah, because see, that's what a boomer would do. They would block you. What? Get your ass off my sidewalk. Could you please stay off the grass? Yeah, I went on and blocked him because ain't no reason for your young ass to be hanging around my old ass. We don't even, you know what I'm saying? I get you. And since you don't have the strength, the self-control to move yourself, I removed you for you. That way you ain't got to, go through it and separation anxiety like you lost your blankie. Yeah, man, I went on and blocked you. Yeah, because see, you're not allowed to just disagree. You got to call me a boomer. So I handled that the way a boomer would. Kicks you smooth out. Get to stepping. You know, I feel bad, man, because my brother, he was About a month and a half ago, my little brother, 45 years old, my little brother was like, we going to the Martin Lawrence concert. Damn. He said, we going to the Martin Lawrence concert. I was like, for real? He was like, what? I was like, and I had this dilemma, right? Because I was like, Martin's our guy. But that guy don't look the same, do he? You know what I'm saying? It don't sound like his jokes would be all that hitting. I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see, this is why you don't have me on your show, because I'm gonna say the real shit. Martin looked like he lost a couple steps. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My brother was like, damn, for real? I said, yeah. He said, I thought he looked a little slow. I said, yeah, he looked like something happened. So they decided, him and his friends decided not to go. But it's like a group chat. They was all going to go. I felt kind of bad later because later, maybe like a week later, I saw Martin. And you could obviously see that they edited the film, right? They was putting out these clips on Facebook. He looked like the old Martin. Like, is that AI? I didn't even want to know. I didn't even look it up. I could have just quickly looked it up. I was like, no, I don't even want to know, man. I want to live in a time where Martin is fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go back to a time. You know, I do. He brought us so much joy. It is what it is, man. Yeah, man. Generation X, man, we having a hard run of it. If you're new to the show, we do culture, breaking news, politics. Yeah, we cover that on this channel. And I'm a last of a dying breed. Yeah, ain't that many of me left. I'm like Brad. You know what I'm saying? Scarface. Mr. Scarface went walking up the block. Out jumps some fiends and steals all his rocks. We'll leave it there, fam. I want to say what's up to my moderators to keep the moderation in moderation. Thank y'all for being here, man. Thank you for moderating on a Friday. You never know what you're going to get from a Tim Black show on a Friday because I'm liable to say anything. There are no rules. What is a couple rules? There's YouTube rules. Don't get too graphic. Don't go too far off the rails. Don't talk about those people. Stay within the guardrails. Don't get demonetized, Tim. That's the rules. Do not get demonetized. I want to say what's up to the Tim Black Wolf Pack. Those are the people that keep the lights on up in here. Thank y'all for doing that. Yeah, thank y'all for doing that, man. It's going down, fam. It's going down. So if you're new to the show, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, we do this show live. We pride ourselves in this. Can you believe I got a notification a couple days ago? I have uploaded 7,000 videos to my main YouTube channel. 7,000. I'm like, I don't know whether to be happy or be embarrassed. That seems like a waste of a person's time. 7,000? 7,000 videos? 7,000 videos, fam. Yeah, man, I have to leave my videos in my will. Who gonna get my AdSense money? Because they say YouTube gonna be around forever and it's always gonna be videos making revenue. I don't know about that. The algorithm don't be serving my old stuff. So it is what it is, man. How my people doing out there, man? We live on X. My people on X, my people on Facebook. Man, Facebook keep giving me messages about they got this creator assistant. It keeps telling me, keep talking about Nolan Wells. The engagement's off the hook. Keep pissing off the whites. Yeah. People don't realize that. Facebook be telling you, increased engagement. Lean in further. Cover more of the lawsuit. Why do you keep talking about that? The platform is literally sending me messages saying, hey, you want to make some money? Talk about this. Yeah, man, they be telling me what it don't be like. Unlike YouTube, like Facebook will tell you. They got a similar thing on TikTok where it's like an assistant. You can go there and it can show you all the trending stuff. Cover this, but Facebook's different. It will look at what's working on my Facebook fan page. And it'll tell me specifically what kind of content to make and what topic to make it on. So when y'all get mad at me, you're not really mad at me. You're mad at Facebook. They made me do it. Man, we got a lot to get to tonight. Well, actually, we don't have that much, but I'm sure it'll be interesting. We're going to talk about a couple things here tonight. We got this controversial story of a mother who shot an intruder. And they arrested her anyway. Why they do that? We got to talk about that. I think Jasmine Crockett's in the lineup. And there's something else that I forget, but it's going to come back to me. Yeah, it's going to come back to me, fam. Oh, shout out to shout out to Sama Kaswant. I know that I'm saying that wrong. Sawant. Look, man. Okay, here it is. Once upon a time, I was a progressive. I am no longer progressive. I am obsessive. I'm black. Yeah, I'm black politics. And that don't really jive with the progressives. They say it does, but it really don't. Because I want things like reparations. I'm concerned about our economic plight. They want me to be concerned about everybody. I'm like, well, we've been on the bottom for 60 years voting for the Democrats. And that need to change, yo. Why aren't you concerned about that? I mean, I understand we mess around in Latin America, but what about Martin Luther King Avenue? So, it happens, man. So, but back when I was a progressive, I supported progressive type candidates that I was aligned with politically in a lot of ways. Abdul Saeed is one of them. Cory Bush is another one. And then there was Kshama Sawant. And I put out a tweet because I saw them, there was a meme that was put out about people taking AIPAC money. And it was AIPAC Watch. And they had all these candidates that took all this AIPAC money and they have it all listed. And for real, fam, I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Here we go. I can't even do it. So anyway, and then they had all these candidates listed, like Shontel Brown. People thought I didn't like Shontel Brown just because she was running against Nina Turner. Now, I didn't like Shontel Brown because she was an AIPAC baby. That's the one reason. The other reason she was running against Nina Turner. And the other reason was she seemed like an empty suit. And she's not a good rapper. She was beatboxing. Both for me. I was like, boo, boo. She won anyway. She won. But anyway, on this list of AIPAC recipients, Do you know on this list, this page, this meme that had about 15 people on it, the 3 people that didn't take AIPAC money were all people that have been formerly on my show? I felt good about that. I said, damn, I had good picking skills. That's what I'm talking about. So then I endorsed them. Hopefully it doesn't hurt their chances. An endorsement from Tim Black in the progressive era with the Democrats may actually work against you. The only one of the 3 people that even acknowledged that I did that shit was Kshama Sawant. If I'm not mistaken, Kshama Sawant is out of Seattle, Washington. Though I will not bring her on this channel because I'm just not doing that right now. If you are looking for a candidate to support who is not an AIPAC blow-up doll, go to Kshama Sawant, www.kshwamasawant.com. Nah, man, for real, go find her and support her. Next. We got stuff. We got stuff, fam. Who's here? We got anybody in the house, man? We ready? We ready for the actual show? Yeah. Are we ready for the actual show? That's right. Pull your head out your ass and go vote for Kshama Sawant. Stop funding wars, dumbass. Stop funding genocide, you dumbass. How about that? Now, check it out, family. We're going to jump into the show, line up, hang in there with me. Hit the like button if you like the content so far. Hit the like button if you got common sense, because I'm about to make it like this. We're going to kill it right here on the Tim Black Show, Friday edition.
Using layoffs as a cover and a camouflage for what they already intended on doing. But there was no cause for it, right? So because there was no cause for it, you couldn't just fire me, so you had to wait to the layoff so you could camouflage it and veil it, right? But here's the other thing. If I was laid off, like everybody else, they came out on Tuesday. Mine came out on Friday. I get the call. I get a text from our showrunner that tells me to call my boss. I call my boss in the break, tells me they're letting me go. He said this is a very awkward call. This is a hard call. I could hear how hard it was for him. And if anybody was going to call me that was anywhere on the executive level, whether low or high, he's the person I wanted to, the way he's fought for me and rode for me. And he said, our friends, jokingly, at Outkick had the story, and we're going to leak it. Let me tell you why I know I was fired. Because during the season, after some of the Kyron Lacy news broke, there were people on our network along with me that said something about it. Both of those people apologized, as did I. I didn't want to, right? I was told I couldn't come to work if I didn't. And at that point I said, well, I can't come to work tomorrow because I don't believe I did anything wrong. Some conversations happened and we got to that point. And Outkick wrote an article about all the people that apologized. 2 very prominent faces at ESPN. And they praised them for who they were and how they brought this thing back around. And they bashed me, talked about how negative I was and spoke about me in such a nasty way. And I sent an email at that time to Burke Magnus and Dave Roberts, who were working, because we were on an email talking about how we were going to handle it. And I was very poignant in saying, you have to watch who you listen to about me. There's certain people who want to paint me as a certain thing, certain people who want to devalue my voice, certain people who, no matter what I do, with all the great I've done, they've never mentioned that. But in this case, there are 3 people who are very important to this network who all did the same thing, who all responded in the same way, and only one of us was vilified, and only one of us was a black man. And so how poignant, how purposeful is it to make sure that that's the exact same publication that gets the story that I'm going to be fired? Because you know what they're going to do? They're going to praise ESPN. They're going to pump ESPN up for getting rid of the person who stands up for the community. And they're going to say that these are all the reasons why I didn't belong on TV in the first place. So let's garner as much positive publicity as we can early before all of these people that you've seen come out on my behalf and say I was the best in the world at the job and I deserved better. One, I didn't deserve to be laid off or fired. It ain't about money. Two, I didn't deserve to be handled that way. So let's get ahead of it. And they were going to get ahead of it by leaking it to someone who they know hated me.
I would say, bro, how could this be that thought out when they just asked you if we could all, as a crew, come on First Take in August? That don't make no sense. When I saw it and how they did it and how outspoken you are about the community and how, like you're talking, some people don't agree with your stances and don't like that you were that open on their platforms. To me, it seemed like it was almost like buck breaking.
Slavery term.
You know, where you're the outspoken one, you're alpha. Let's embarrass him so everybody else gets in line. So nobody else talks crazy to us anymore, or goes through emails or whatever. Like, no, let's teach him a lesson. Let's embarrass him on national TV so that they all line up.
Yeah, I think that could be part of it, you know. Like I also know that this is a private company. They get to make their decisions based on what they want to make them on what they want to do. What I do know is they didn't take a vote. This wasn't about the majority, right? This wasn't about the people I work with day to day, because my phone don't say that. Production people who ain't worked with me in 5-6 years. Thank you for how you treated me. Thank you for the laughs. Thank you for your professionalism. Thank you for showing up constantly. You know, Monday night. Thank you for always. If we didn't have any talent on a meeting, you were always there. You were always on time. You were always building things for the other people on that set. Thank you. And so when the people you work with cry for you, man, that means the world to me. When I get the messages of like the fact that I supported you, the fact that I was there for you means the world to you. Like it gave you the legs to stand up and be who you were on TV. Like that matters. This was a dictatorship. A person or a group of persons, very small group. They didn't poll the majority.
Yeah.
They didn't ask that question. Because you asked that question, now you got to say, even though you told me just how important he was, I don't care. I don't care. I know how important you think he is, and you work with him every day. I don't care how important you think he is. I don't like him. People like me don't like him. They keep calling my phone. I don't want my phone to ring no more. Right? There's other things I'll defend. I'll defend talking about another executive. I'll defend that. I'll defend sabotage. I'll defend getting sued. I'll defend all those things. What I'm not going to defend is you standing up for Angel Reese and everybody being mad about the way you did it, or about what you said about, I'm not going to defend that. No. I'm not going to defend you standing on 10 toes for them all the time. It's not what I'm going to do. I'm not going to take those calls. And that was the decision that was made. And I believe that that has a large role in why it was made.
Bro, we know how much you love what you do and how hard you work and how passionate you are. And we've seen
Al Sharpton and Ben Crump turned Nolan Wells' funeral into a rally.
Oops, that's not supposed to be there. That's good. I got more of this, but it's a good opportunity to just kind of step in here for a second. I'm sitting here, I'm kind of dumbfounded, folks, because I don't understand what the complaint's about. What was you gonna do? Lock up the place, get the keys, run the AC for them? I mean, what else you was gonna do? I don't understand. I don't get it. You say you knew you was a radical compared to everybody else that was working there. You were willing to stand up on things, stand on business, on issues that most people were not. You knew that there were people that didn't like what you were saying. It said you were too loud, says you were too black, right? Said all these things about you. You understood that. You knew that. You kept doing it, and then they fired you. Sound to me like that's what's supposed to happen. I'm not saying it's supposed to as in that's a good thing. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm saying, yeah, that's what happens. Ryan Clark, you almost 50 years old, sir. You're not new to the game. You've been doing this for 10 years almost. 11, 12 years. Damn, you've been doing this 12 years. That's even worse. Mr. Clark, you should understand how things work. You keep saying this is like treated like a dictatorship. What, you thought it was a democracy? I used to say this thing back in, I think it was 2017. Everybody want a revolution without the revolution part. Everybody want to be a revolutionary without having any penalties. When I started standing 10 toes down for Black Americans, no one could fire me for my job, but they made sure to take money out of my pocket. They made sure to throw dirt on my name. I criticized the wrong people in the progressive movement who I thought were not standing up for Black people. And for that, if it was up to them, me and my family will be living outdoors. That's not going to happen to you. You are rich. You ain't doing that for me getting an opportunity for you to go out here and start your own business. You may be radical, but you're not as radical as me. Because if you were, most of the people that are supporting you would be ducking their heads and not waving their heads up. Because when you're really radical, you be sitting on the Democrats too. Now you're doing the easy radical part. Racism. Isn't that what you're really talking about? You're talking about racism and white supremacy, using those words that old white people don't like. And a lot of young white people don't like it either. Yeah, I guess I'm just a little bit lost because, I kind of thought this came with the territory. If you get a couple years out of a position where you're using a platform and you're speaking truth to power, you ain't biting your tongue, you ain't apologizing. You even apologized, you said you didn't want to, but you did, and they still fired you. That's because they knew the next time you probably weren't going to apologize. They were probably right, weren't they? I want to be clear, man, I'm not disagreeing with you. It is unfair. I thought we already knew it was unfair. That's the part I got a problem with. You can't work at Macy's and be telling Macy's how to hang their clothes. You can't be working at Walmart and have a beef with Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to go along with the company script. And once you can't go along with the company script, the fact they kept you for this long and you've been talking all the shit you've been talking, I'm assuming, I don't know how much. I'm just pretty much figuring on my notes, it says that whether it was an on-air or off-air comment, it would always come back to ESPN. More than likely, there'll be backlash from that. And I'm pretty sure I've seen you comment on things that were hot-button issues. And you knew that them old bastards at ESPN didn't want you commenting on it, but you did it anyway. So it's not like you were blindsided, really. You just thought they would never make you pay for it. And I'm like, you always got to pay for it in the end. And all this is an opportunity, once again, for you to go out and do your own thing when no one can ever fire you again, sir. That's it, that's all. It doesn't mean they're right. This ain't about right and wrong. This is about who has resources. It's about who has the power. I have a feeling from here on out, you ain't gonna let anybody have any power over you, your voice or your platform. And you've already got the pivot. That's you, right? That's you guys, right? Okay. You're talking right now, so they ain't shut you up. They just stopped you from talking to them on their platform. Sounded to me like they may have created an enemy out of you that has the ability to make their own platform at any time and get bigger and stronger and be doubly focused on making life difficult for them. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I wouldn't waste time making it too hard for them, though, because I did that. Focus on the shit you care about. Go extra hard on the paint on the issues that you care about. That's how you pay them back. You don't pay them back by dumping on them. If I could rewind the clock and do things a little bit differently, I would have not been so vitriolic about this shit. I just would have handled my business and spoke on the issues I cared about. Let's keep going.
You know, man, like this show, for 3 years, bro, we never shied away from any topic.
Right.
We never shied away from tackling anything. We did this year because I knew I couldn't have no beef. I knew I couldn't respond to disrespect, right? I knew, for lack of a better word, I couldn't be too black. What makes me sad is even in trying to adjust to be at least more of what certain people wanted, they still fired me.
You know, the shoulders of, or for so many people. Like what you do, bruh, is unbelievable. So
hold on. He dropped the bar right there, fam. Damn, did I knock this back? I didn't mean to do that.
You gotta say, even though you told me just how important he was, this show, for 3 years, bro, we never shied away from any topic.
One more time.
We never shied away from tackling anything. We did this year because I knew I couldn't have no beef. I knew I couldn't respond to disrespect.
Yeah.
Right? I knew, for lack of a better word, I couldn't be too black. What makes me sad is even in trying to adjust to be at least more of what certain people wanted, they still fired me.
Bruh, I feel you on that. Not because I had that same experience, but because I can only imagine that would make things even more sour. You know what I'm saying? If you were biting your tongue, trying to play nice, and they still gave you the axe. Yeah, that sounds about white. Hey, that sounds, yeah, man. But you allowed it. You allowed it, brother. There are people going to work every day that have no choice. They got to put up with shit they would not normally want to put up with, but they have to because they don't have any options. You've always had options. Always. And I'm not counting your money. In fact, I don't look up your salary. I haven't looked up anything. All I'm saying is just based on your track record in the NFL, 12 years of doing this analyst work, I just have to imagine that you're pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And pump them. But yeah, I feel them. I feel them on this, man. When you pull your punches and then they still come for you, that's just dirty. That's just spite. They're just being dirty and spiteful, man. That's all that was. That was dirty. Yeah, that's cold-blooded. But that's the game.
You know, the shoulders of, or for so many people. Like what you do, bruh, is unbelievable. So for someone to stand up for you, I think that's the minimum anyone can do. But to also, I want to put this to bed because a lot of people have been having their takes about Stephen A. And you mentioned Stephen A. Is there anything Stephen A. could have done to make this go away?
No. Stephen A., with all of his power, with all of his influence, is not a true decision maker. at ESPN. That's not his job title, right? That's not in the repertoire of what he's asked to do. And we get it so many times, right? And I get it all the time. Why do you ride for him so much? Like, why don't you come for him when he says these things? And I said it on the show. I call him. I text him. I tell him when I think he's doing too much. And I have the conversations with him all the time. But when this company was treating me in a way that, at least in my opinion, was unfair as it pertains to what I'd accomplished, he was the first person to go, I want you.
Yeah.
If they're going to take you off of this or that, don't worry about it. You'll get your TV time on my show. Thursday and Friday will be Ryan Clark's days.
Wow.
That will never be forgotten by me. I will be forever grateful for that. That in a space that I was sort of being told, at least being who you are is going to make you lose certain things because you aren't these people that we covet, these people that we're comfortable with, these people that we take pictures with and put our arms around and show the world that we support them.
Yeah.
I'll do that for you. And the loyalty he's shown me, the love he's shown me, the true hurt and pain in his voice when he called me around 4 o'clock Central Time on Monday, I will never forget that. We are forever, forever friends.
You talking about 4 Central on Monday. What happened on Monday? Because you got 5-minute shifts. Get fired halfway through that job.
Hey, Chad, crazy, right? Hey,
Where'd the other box go?
hey, Smokey was trying to build club houses. You know what I'm saying? He was stealing boxes.
He was still in boxing.
Hey, my box disappeared. You know,
Your box went away.
Hey, they was
Came
like,
back
damn.
commercial. I said, then where's he go?
Yeah, so let me put this to bed. I wasn't laid off. I was fired. Right? They're using layoffs as a cover and a camouflage for what they already intended on doing. But there was no cause for it.
Yeah, man. So, there was a clip of the brother crying. I chose not to play that clip. Yeah. I don't want to play a clip of the brother crying for it, about feeling down. He said he tried so hard to fit in. And even in my notes when I did my research, it's like, yeah, he wanted acceptance. Man, don't give them people that shit, man. Mr. Clark, do not give them that. Do not give them that privilege to have you saying no shit like that. I wanted their acceptance. Fuck their acceptance, man. Fuck them. And then last time I checked, he was a vote blue anywho. So, so I got ideological differences with you. But you're still a brother. You ain't a self-hating brother, so I rock with you. We just got different politics. You ain't anti-black. I got a problem with people that are anti-black. You're not that. But don't get those people that, man. I'm not even going to play the clip. I'm not going to dignify it. They don't deserve that. They don't deserve to be able to tap dance. Them dancing on your tears. We don't need that. No more, no Van Jones shit. No, hell no. Bro, you good. And then if anything, you saw this coming, you just try to ignore the reality of the handwriting on the wall. I think I've never seen anyone ever get canned who didn't know it was coming. There's some people that ignored it, pretending not to see it, but they knew it was coming. I spent a long amount of my time in my career as a consultant or a contractor. When nobody got to give you no cause, no reason, they just tell you just don't show up. And so, feel privileged. It's a privilege that somebody's got to explain anything. They got to camouflage it as layoffs. You're right. That's a beautiful thing to even have them have to make up some bullshit. Severance package? Anyway, yeah, that's Ryan Clark, man. Like I said, man, when you want to be outspoken, you want to go against the grain, it's only a matter of time. And if you're going to go against the grain on other platforms, they still got to hear about it. I guess it's still the same thing. Because it's your public persona. It's not just what you do on the air. It's about what you carry with you. And I think that's what it is. Other people were fired. Well, some people were let go, like Cam Newton, Carl Ravitch, Charles Davis, Stephanie Bell, I'm sorry. David Lloyd, Bart Scott, Andreas Hale, Tom Pinacero. But I guess this is different because, as he stated, this was not a layoff. This was a straight up termination axe swing. Welcome to the jungle. It'll be the best thing that ever happened to you. Now let's see what you're going to do. Rumble, young man, rumble. All right. Hit the like button if that makes any sense, people. Yeah, hit the like button for me. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Do you think this is just a setup for a comeback? You think it was in the writing for Mr. Clark? What do you think about this? If you think it's for the best, give me a 1. If you think not, give me a 0. 1 is yes, 0 means no. That's how we go. What's up, people in the chat? Bye, FBA. There it is. Hold your head up and be proud that you stood on your man business. That's what I'm saying, fam. Stand on your man business. That's what's up. Don't give them the privilege of watching you be hurt by this shit. Because you're not going to be hurt by it. You're going to come back stronger and better. Yes, y'all. I don't know. There it is. This is how I see things. Cheryl. That's how I see Miss Holmes. Miss Holmes, that's how I see it. Go with peace and smile. This may have been a blessing. Yeah. And if it wasn't a blessing, make it so. Yeah. It'll be what you make it be. Yeah. That's how I had to look at it. And I worked it out. Let's jump out there to the next story while we're still young. It's Friday on the Tim Black Show. And we are rolling, people. Where we at?
Next up with Tim Black. No filters, just the truth.
This all happened after a mother found a man in her house. She says he was hiding under a child's bed. When police arrived, they found the man dead near the front porch. Now the woman, 36-year-old Kendra Scott, now faces multiple charges, including first-degree murder and employment of a firearm during the commission of a dangerous felony. The man who was shot has now been identified as Redarius Morton. According to police, Morton was invited by a child to the home and came in through the back door at 1 a.m. The arrest affidavit says when Kendra Scott came home, she was heard banging on the front door and yelling, "Who's at my house?" Once the child opened the door, Morton was found hiding under the child's bed. As Morton was leaving the house, both Scott and Morton went out to the front porch, and that's when the juvenile says she heard a gunshot. Morton was found shot in the back of the head. Now, I spoke with one neighbor who says he feels bad for everyone involved.
For the child, since her mama going to jail, the boy family since he was walking away. And I guess I feel bad for the mama. She should have thought more.
Now, I spoke to multiple neighbors who say that in this case, nobody wins.
Next up with Tim Black.
Yeah, because now I'm getting some conflicting stories on this one. Yeah, I'm getting some mixed signals on this because I saw a lot of people outraged. And you know, they're taking stories and they clip them and they make you think it's one way when it's another way. And the way it was presented initially, now you guys correct me if I'm wrong, it was presented as if she caught somebody in there messing with her daughter. And in a rage, a fit of rage and surprise, she shot him. Initially, they didn't tell us where the person was. I thought she shot them in her house, under her bed, but this person was outside your house. And you shot him in the back of the head? That sounds like an execution. So when I found those facts out, that was later. Like those facts were later. They were buried. So Scott's 13-year-old daughter invited Morton into the home through the back door around 1 a.m. So here's the thing. If you're going to someone's house, because I was like, what if the daughter lied about how old she was? But if the daughter lives with her mother, huh? Okay, so the daughter told investigators she knew her mother had warned against allowing boys in the house and had previously said something to the effect of, if I see a boy in the house, then I'm going to put a hole in his ass. The daughter's 13 years old. We can't hold the daughter accountable on this. The daughter is 13 years old. We cannot hold her accountable. Please don't be in the comment section going after the 13-year-old. 13-year-olds prone to impulse, lack of impulse control, poor decision making. They're kids. They are children. All right. Scott returned around 1:30, 1:40, pounded on the front door and yelled, "Who's at my house?" Someone said it was on a Ring camera or something. Okay. The daughter let her in, becoming frightened upon seeing Scott holding a gun. And Scott found the man under her bed, under the daughter's bed. In an argument ensued, Scott yelled for him to get out of my house. Morton left the house unarmed and went onto the front porch. A single shot was heard. Morton was found with a fatal gunshot wound to the back of the head and was pronounced dead at the scene. The neighbor reported hearing the shot, then seeing Scott standing near the body, still holding a gun and saying, I shot him. Scott told police variations of, I saw a dude under my kid's bed and I did what I had to do. Scott was arrested on the scene her bond was set at $100,000. She appeared in court around July 20 to 21, but the next date reported for August 3rd. Blake Griffin, her attorney, describes this as the worst nightmare of any parent of a 13-year-old girl. Questioned whether the facts supported a first-degree premeditated murder charge and indicated the defense is reviewing evidence, including a possible doorbell camera footage and autopsy details regarding self-defense. Stand your ground on lesser charge such as voluntary manslaughter. Okay. So that's just, I have one more clip on the same topic, y'all. I just want to run this down and then we're going to try to make some opinions about this, and I'm going to get your take on it as well. Yeah, because I'm not so sure about this one yet.
Now, there's still more details that we'll need to learn, but this is a case where self-defense could be argued, but there are key details from the police affidavit that are pivotal to decide whether or not this shooting was justified. 26-year-old Kendra Scott was arrested and charged with first-degree murder after police found a dead man on her front porch with a gunshot wound in the back of his head, telling police she, quote, saw a dude under my kid's bed and I did what I had to do.
She seemed like a real nice lady. And all I can say is that hurts to know that someone was in there with one of her little girls.
A girl living in the home told police she invited the victim, Rodarius Morton, into the home through the back door after midnight Thursday, saying Scott came home 20 minutes later, banging on the door with a gun in her hand.
If it would have been me in that situation and I seen you on the doorbell camera, I would have called them police. I had them sitting at my house when I got there. Therefore, you take him out. Take him on to jail.
The police affidavit says Scott found Morton hiding under the girl's bed. Morton was leaving the house with his belongings when he was shot.
It does not describe an imminent threat, according to the affidavit at the time the shot was fired.
Retired law enforcement officer and firearms self-defense trainer Buddy Smith says the known circumstances of this case would not classify under Tennessee's Castle Doctrine.
Which means that you're allowed to protect the people in your residence when someone breaks in to commit a violent felony against you or someone in your house.
Smith says more details will be needed for Scott to make a case for self-defense.
The affidavit does not allege that he threatened the mother or anyone else at that time. And those alleged facts will likely be important issues for the court and ultimately a jury.
You feel like you threatened. He might be coming back to the house when she's not there another time. I don't know what was said, what was done.
What?
Scott is scheduled to appear in court Monday morning. Her bond has not been set at this time. Reporting live in the newsroom, Garner Montgomery.
Okay. What was mom talking about at the end there? Maybe she thought at another time he was going to come back. This isn't Jason, Freddy Krueger. You can't just... This isn't... Damn. This is Michael Myers, Halloween. Okay, so let me get to this. Okay, here's what I think. I think it's not first-degree murder. Yeah, she didn't premeditate killing this person. She had no idea. I believe she had no idea this was going to happen. She had premeditation. No, I don't think it was a plot and plan that she wanted to kill him. I don't think so. Now, do I think it was murder? I don't know. I think it was manslaughter. It was something. Anytime you shoot somebody in the back of the head, if you have the ability to shoot them in the back of anything, that means they're leaving. Now, these are the same things I said about Cyrus Cormac Belton, but that didn't work. Yeah, that didn't work. They said he was, able to do that because he was afraid. He was afraid of the young boy, so he shot him in the back as he ran because he was afraid. Guess sort of like the lady who said, maybe he would come back later. Anyway, another case that's not got nothing to do with this. All right, so here's the thing, fam. I think it's, first of all, I'm really sad it happened. My understanding is that the young man that was in that house is an adult, but he has a learning disability or something to that extent. Man, that totally known the seriousness of what he was into, but he was willing to get the hell up out of there. Yeah, he was trying to get up out of there. So that may have something to do with it. I don't know, but I feel for the parents. I feel for the daughter. I feel for the mom. It's a horrible situation. I'm sure most wish did not happen. Maybe all wish didn't happen. I hope that the mother wishes that she didn't have to do that or she would have done something different. I hope so. But we don't know. Now, if you come in the house and he's got his hands on your daughter, different. But if he's hiding, he's not engaging with your daughter at that time anyway. And what's the fit of rage? Now, was this a repeated thing? This a number of times you caught him over there and it was like the last straw and you lost your control? I don't read that, but is that possible? I don't know. Maybe so. That might explain why you flew off the handle so badly. But I don't think it's first degree murder, but that's just my opinion. Wolfpack, what y'all think? Is you think it's first degree murder? If you think it's first degree murder, it's a 1 in the comment section and 0 means no. As usual, 1 means yes, 0 means no. What y'all thinking? I think she did, Raina Tears. It's not saying she works a second job. Raina Tears says, was mom working a second shift? Was she at work? I think she was. I think she was, but I don't know. Yep. My man Willie says it was a heat of the moment. He says he feels it was a heat of the moment as well. Knowledge says it was murder. Think it was murder. Okay, Knowledge. Wow, okay, Knowledge. Oh, got a couple of those. What? John says John Q, ATL. John Q says, yeah, it was murder, fam. Premeditation doesn't mean you had to go home and plot and plan. She made a decision then she was going to shoot him, and she did. Is that what you're trying to say, John? Look, I ain't mad at you. I can see that. Yeah, I'm the same way, Bodie. The back of the head, though? Damn. Even the cops ain't sent a mass. That sound like a hit. Damn. That is bad. Man, what a horrible situation, man. Where them kids gonna go? Who gonna take care of those kids? That's always got to be your number one thought when you're considering something, no matter how upset you are. You always got to think, okay, if I do this, who gonna take care of my kids? Even if you feel you're justified, even if you feel this person got it coming. Okay, so now after you do the thing that you feel you have a right to do, if it doesn't go the way you want it to go in the courts, then what? And that kind of cancels out everything you was going to do. Because if it was to protect your daughter, guess what? While you in jail, guess what you're not able to do? Protect your daughter. That's right. Horrible situation, fam. Look, Southern said that's an execution, fam. I don't know where you at, Tim. That's an execution. Southern Breeze. Southern Breeze says you shoot somebody in the back of the head. Cancel Christmas. Tough times, fam, tough times. Legend. I got another one from Legend. I got a one from True Lion. True Lion would have won. Curry would have won. But the ones are rolling in, fam. I said the ones are rolling in. Wow. So you're not going for the fit of rage. You're not going for coming home and finding a grown-ass man under your baby's bed. You're not going for that, huh? Wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, True Line says, let me explain. True Line says, if their back is to you, you have time to make a different decision. In or outside the house. Here in Maryland, if somebody breaks into your house, you can shoot them if they're in your house, but once they cross the threshold of your house, you can't shoot them. That's Maryland law. At least it was Maryland law. Maybe it changed. Last time I checked, that was Maryland law. Florigian. So what parent would have been like, come on out from under the bed, please? You ain't got to shoot him, no. Just pistol whip him. You ain't got to shoot him in the back of the head. He is gone. His life is over. Once you kill a man or a woman, you take away every dream that they possibly ever could have. Everything they could ever be is gone. You have stopped time for them. I believe that no one is able to do that. No one is should be legally able to do that, except in extreme circumstances where they're saving the life of themselves or someone they love. I think it should be a very thin window of acceptance for that. That's what I believe, fam. I'm standing on that business. I wonder if the young man was even able to articulate himself, apologize, or anything. I don't know. Where's the ring camera? You're right. It's all about that matters. Was the young man begging for his life? Was the young man apologizing? Was the young man threatening her? I don't know. I don't know. Lion says, I think he saw her. I think she saw him before. Hey. All right, famo. Yeah, it's possible. It is possible. I think we got one more left, guys. Let's see what we got.
Next up with Tim Black.
Is racist. It's just racist, racist, racist. Let me be clear about something. The people that were here are the indigenous folk. And you know who ICE been rounding up? They've been rounding up indigenous people. The people that originally came, not the colonizers, but the original people. So what this is about is whiteness. Everything that this administration has pushed has been about white supremacy. You want to sit up here and act like the crime is being perpetrated by people of color, but the statistics say otherwise. If you look at the real numbers, I know that y'all believe in propaganda and y'all don't want people to know the truth, and y'all definitely don't want them to know history, because then you got to, again, acknowledge colonizing. But nevertheless, when you look at the numbers, you want to tell me about one-offs. And listen, as a criminal defense attorney, I have represented people of all colors. Let me tell you, anybody can commit a crime on any given day. The idea that you put a white sweeping brush on everybody that happens to have a little bit of melanin as a criminal, that is really the crime. When you are elected to represent somebody, you should be understanding that your job is to fight for everybody. And what makes this country great is our diversity.
Oh, now we got a great country. It's our diversity. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. She said our diversity makes us great. She has reached her final form as a Democratic shield. You know, we start talking that shit. Our diversity is our strength. Whenever I hear black people saying that, black Americans, whenever I hear them say stuff like that, I always go back to one thing. Black Americans are at sub 50% household home ownership. Black Americans are under 50% of home ownership. Latinos are above 50. We're around 44. Asians, upper 70s. White folks, mid upper 70s. This is working out splendidly for everybody that's not black American. When I point that to them, they start talking about shit about colonization. They start talking about things, propaganda. How you fall for white supremacist talking points. Because they don't want to grapple with the fact that they're a part of a group that's getting the short end of the stick. Because they don't want to be Ryan Clark'd. They pretend not to understand what I'm saying. Instead, they try to demonize me for saying it because they don't want to fight the battle I'm trying to fight. Because winning is unlikely. I get it. See, I'm fighting this fight not because I think I win. I fight it because I think I'm right. Yeah. So when they climb up on their soapbox to fight for the immigrants, the undocumented immigrants, make it about racism. And I look back at all the job sectors that black Americans used to dominate, that were able to put us in the middle class, and how that's changed And I know you wanted to blame the colonizer, but the colonizer cannot replace us and push us out of job industries if there's no one to push us out of job industries with. And I understand your point. Go after the employers. Employers can employ people that aren't here. And if they're already here illegally or undocumented, they shouldn't be here anyway, said Obama back in 2008. And I thought he was the Black Messiah. I thought he was God. So which one is it? If it was 2008, she wouldn't be talking that way. Because it would not be sanctioned by the Democratic Party. But now that the Democratic Party has decided, we don't care about these blacks, we need a new voting bloc, now the Democratic Party is singing a different tune. I've been covering politics long enough to see it in real time, to see Hillary and Obama run on deportations and then see that whole tide switch. So there it is. Unlucky me, I chose the wrong time to go all the way in for black folks. At the exact time, all the bold black people that most of black America think is so great is running the other way, except for lip service about shootings. The only time you talk about black people is when somebody black gets shot by a white cop. It's so bad now. A person is fighting for black Americans to get the jobs, to get the opportunity, to get the business loans, to get what's required and get what's owed to us. We're called sellouts and white supremacists by our brothers and sisters we fighting for. It's a disgusting thing, but I'm not deterred. I'm undeterred. Let's keep going, y'all. You know what I won't miss? I won't miss Jasmine Crockett grandstanding in Congress. All that I won't miss that. People telling me how articulate she is. She's just loud and shilling. That's all it is. Doesn't matter how articulate you are anyway, when you ain't saying anything. If you ain't talking about working class people, and what you're saying, what she's talking about, does not benefit your working class ass. You just got a identity crisis. You think that you are an immigrant. That whole spiel was not about you. That spiel was about undocumented people. All right, guys. You watch the Tim Black Show. We do this Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Become a member of the Tim Black Show. Go to patreon.com. Tim's Take Live. Don't everybody sign up at once. I would like to end tonight's show on a high note. Yeah, I like to end tonight's show on a high note. I want to look. Let me end tonight's show with a laugh. Y'all ready to laugh? Can we laugh together, please? I saw this clip of Kev on stage, and I said, this is funny. And I gotta admit, like, sometimes I don't get Kevin's like humor because it's so sanitized. Kevin's like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's so clean that sometimes to me it's unfunny. But there are times when even Kev on stage is hilarious. This is one of those times. And when I see those times, I'm going to promote it because, you know, what the hell? I got a platform. Why not use it for fun? Check out Kev on stage, y'all. This was funny.
Next up with Tim Black.
I'm here at my local Arby's to try their brand new Philly cheesesteaks. This is what it looks like. Let's take a bite. For the record, I love Arby's and I'm hungry. Nope. Nope. Don't buy that. Don't buy that from Arby's.
Hold on, man. Hold on, man. Hold on. It's the emotion in his eyes. You look, I swear I saw tears in his eyes, y'all. I swear I saw tears in the man's eyes. It was like he saw a dog get hit by a train. You know what I'm saying? It's like he saw something so horrific that it hurt his soul. That second cheese was so bad it hurt his soul. You hear what I'm saying? A piece of his soul fell out. He lost his best friend, his dog. I don't know. His pet spider got stepped on. Something bad happened. Look at this one more time.
You should be understanding that your job is to fight for everybody. And what
fight for everybody?
It's like, let's take a bite. For the record, I love Arby's, and I'm hungry. Nope. Nope. Mm-mm. Don't buy that. Don't buy that from Arby's.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, fam. Hey, Kevin, I take it all back, man. You hilarious, man. That was so funny. That was so funny. His eyes welled up. He said, no, don't do that. Don't buy that. He said, don't buy that. Don't you do it. I love you. I love you. I love you. Don't buy that. Oh, God. Whew. That's the way you end a Friday, man. That's the way you end a Friday, man. Give it up for Kevin on stage for a good laugh on a Friday night, man. Thank you to the Tim Black Wolfpack. Happy birthday, Buck Bewley, you young kick whippersnapper. What's that? You young whippersnapper, Buck Bewley. Buck Bewley is 35 years again. 35 years old again. Give it up for Buck Bewley and his mom. Yep. Yeah, I almost forgot, Buck. All right, that's it. That's all. I got nothing but love for y'all. Have a great weekend, fam. I'll see y'all guys on Monday. Don't forget to come to the channel, watch a video, and share a video. Hit like on this content on your way out the door. Hit the like button. Stop playing with me. All right, y'all. Peace. Have a great weekend. Shout out to my moderators, Nene, Rain of Tears, Elizabeth Lundy. I don't know what you be saying sometimes in my comments, but okay, whatever. Everybody have a great weekend. I love you. Be bold, be courageous, but most of all, stay dangerous. Where are my ladies? I said, where are my ladies? There they go.
there you go. I can wait till it's my